There's never been anything like this. So go and register. Make sure you get out and vote November 28th.
Apparently, like 10,000 soldiers, nearly 10,000, are scrambling to pay back their signing bonuses to help the Pentagon cope with using an all-volunteer service to fight two prolonged international conflicts.
So they paid a bunch of money for
They
people
paid
to
a bunch
become
of money
soldiers
out, and now they're demanding that it be paid back
because
the bonuses were paid out incorrectly. In fact, one of the guys is serving a 30-month prison sentence after pleading guilty to making $15 million in false claims.
So I can tell you one thing: the DoD needs better accountants.
The re-enlistment bonuses spent $1.4 billion on re-enlistment bonuses.
So, and one guy had 15 million.
Well, one guy in California, they have the large National Guard because they have a large population.
Well, I'm just
he pled guilty to $15 million worth of claims,
which means he did more than that, because if he pled to less,
that's not necessarily his money, but he intentionally incorrectly submitted claims so other soldiers could be paid.
Oh, I thought he himself claimed $50 million.
No, he was head of the program.
Do you do that?
He was head of the program.
Oh, okay, all right, gotcha.
But here's the thing: in California is where it's getting the big news, because of that $1.4 billion, $625 million of it went to California vets.
Oh, whoa!
So almost half went to California National Guard and reservists.
Holy cow! Okay.
So anyway,
so he was the head of the California part of it, the wing.
So they give some examples here, like a former Army captain who fought in Iraq has to refinance his mortgage now to pay $25,000 in re-enlistment bonuses and $2,100 in student loan bonuses.
So did he know that he was getting the wrong bonuses?
Well, according to the that was my point too. According to the Department of Defense, the Department of the Army specifically, which is what the National Guard falls under.
Yep.
You were eligible for re-enlistment bonus if you were an enlisted person who had served less than 20 years and was in a desirable occupation.
Okay. So they wanted specific people.
Captain is not an enlisted personnel. That's a commission.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know Army.
Well, captain is an officer. Officers are commissioned.
But they're still enlisted, aren't they? They're still part of the Army. That's what enlisted means. I would assume.
But here's the thing. Michelle's dad retired as a major. The letter, if we need you, you're coming back. As a commissioned officer.
At that point, he's not enlisted. He is commissioned.
But you're not enlisted. You're commissioned at that point. Because your pay grade is different. It's E for enlisted men and O for officer. You may be correct. So he feels totally betrayed.
Yeah.
And I would too, provided he believed he genuinely believed he was eligible,
getting the benefits he was supposed to be getting.
There's another guy who had served more than 20 years, but because of breaks in his service, he didn't actually serve 20 years.
Oh, total.
Right. So he had been, from the time he went to basic to the time he retired
was 20 years.
But he had actually only served 15 enlisted for 15. So he's appealing his decision, and there is an appeals process out there. Be a citizen.
Revelations about fraud and mismanagement in the Pentagon's retention program emerged after the program's budget swelled between 2000 and 2008. No fucking shit. If they were able to lose $1.4 billion, or not lose, but use $1.4 billion to just try and hire soldiers back, like, that's a lot of fucking money.
The thing is, whether it was fraudulently paid out or not, I understand going back to get the money that was fraudulently paid out.
Because
the question,
money.
The
it's
problem
money.
is,
You're not leaving money on the fucking table.
The government probably turned around and told California National Guard, "You owe us money that you paid out wrong."
As an organization,
and that organization, when California is almost bankrupt, we have to go and collect the money.
Let's go down the next rung. Yeah.
That's what I suspect. I could not find evidence of how any of this happened. Nor could I find any definitive examples of what actually occurred. Even the ones that they show examples of, they don't really give a lot of detail.
Yeah.
Like the one guy, the captain versus the commission versus enlisted thing, I don't know if that's actually an issue. You think a fucking reporter would find out.
Yeah, you think. No, they don't.
Before
do
they
anymore.
air the story.
No, they just throw bullshit out there to make people talk and barely, and that's about it.
You know, and then you have
Then
some
a squirrel riding a.
you know, yeah, it's 10 years later, but if you accepted money that you're not eligible for,
Yeah.
if you spent it knowing you weren't eligible,
but you pretty much claim ignorance on that.
Recruiters fucking lie. You can't say, well, the recruiter told me. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You can say it, but
You
we're
can
all
say
going to
that,
laugh
but we
at
all
you.
know, yes, of
Technically,
course.
it just goes back to the Just Energy contracts. Pull up their original signing
right.
contract. What matches?
It doesn't matter what the salesperson told you.
Right.
Salesmen lie. Recruiters are salesmen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They're selling you
Yeah,
adventure.
they're pitchmen, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We all know salespeople lie. It's a given.
Yep.
But yeah, it does go right back to a Just Energy contract. If you look in this box, sir, it says specifically, no matter what the salesperson tells you, the written terms of the contract apply. Well, doesn't it seem shady to you that it's in the contract that way? It does seem shady to me, and I would have read that and not signed the contract. But then I'm smarter than you because I'm on this end of the phone and you're on that end. But I read every fucking page of my mortgage before I signed it.
Yes, you do that.
And that's big.
Yeah.
I read every page of our insurance agreement with our car insurance. If I sign my name to something, if I physically have a pen that I have to sign my name to, I have read the thing.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. When I just bought my my new vehicle and when I was at the dealership, sign everything over. Now you just go ahead and sign this.
It's like, let me read it.
I'm starting to read, and you can tell the dude's getting annoyed that I'm actually reading. I'm like,
dude,
I'm sorry,
go
bud.
sell another car because I'm gonna read all the ink
So we
on
come
the paper.
full circle, check the fucking military people's contracts and see
see what they signed on for.
But none of the reports are doing that. So I'm reserving. It's an important topic to talk about.
Yes.
And it's in the news, but I don't know how many fucks to give because I can't find.
There's not enough news there.
Information.
So there's not enough information about the news that actually exists.
Right. There's not enough facts.
Yes. News.
Right. And then I've seen a couple, but Occupy Democrats, of course, trying to spin it. Oh, these fucking Republicans are trying to go back to this. I'm just gonna stop right there. Because anything from Occupy Democrats makes me want to strangle people.
But if you knew you were getting paid, like if you sign up for direct deposit and you quit, and the company sends, like, let's say you quit the day before Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And 2 weeks later, your Christmas bonus shows up in your direct deposit with your last paycheck because people from HR had vacation until after New Year's.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. That's not your money. They get to take that back.
Yeah, because you weren't there for Christmas.
Because you quit before Christmas.
Before it. Yep.
If you spent that money, you knew you weren't eligible. That's
they're
too
coming
fucking
back
bad.
for that. Yeah.
And so that's where this, and I'm not saying that's the case
Well,
for
and then
these
you gotta
vets.
trust people at that point. You gotta trust. Did you know? Did you know you were like?
But the military lists clear guidelines.
Yes,
These
it
are the
does.
things we need. These are the terms.
Yeah.
And anybody can. We looked at those. What we don't know is what the terms of the individual cases were.
Yeah, and there's not enough.
There's not enough reporting on the facts of the individual cases.
Yeah.
Probably
Well,
because there's a lot of them.
Don't say the big 1.4 billion, 14 million, just one dude. Lots of money.
But
Big story, not a little story. Don't need to focus on the details. That would
right,
be news.
but the news should focus on the details.
I know.
No, it's headline.
Well, exactly, and that's the problem. You read the headline, you're like, "Hey, that's news," and there's news, but there's not enough news there.
Kind of like how Bill Weld dropped out and Gary Johnson endorsed Hillary Clinton. That's pissing me off right now.
What?
Occupy Democrats posted it today, which is complete bullshit.
Do you know what really pisses me off in the news?
Do you give fucks? You said you don't.
I reserve. I can't
You
give
just
fucks
can't give
yet.
enough fucks. Yeah, I agree with you. There's not enough. Well, I guess I can give like a fuck because it happened It was a thing. It should be. It should be more.
I give two individual fucks. I give a fuck because if the people are being required to pay back money and they did nothing wrong, that's bullshit.
Shitty. Yes.
And I give a fuck that the news is not providing information.
Yeah, they're not giving.
They're just providing sensationalism.
Yeah, I give
so
a
I
fuck.
give two individual fuck or what.
I'll combine both your fucks into one fuck. But I get where you're coming from. I give a single.
Yeah.
Until there's information to discuss about it besides headlines.
You give it a. If you like what you just saw, why not check out our last episode? Or subscribe, or like, or comment. Do something.